Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com. I'm really excited to use some brand new Happy Planner sticker books in my plan with me this week. Let's go. The Organic Wellness line is one of my favorite new lines from the fall release from the Happy Planner. So I have both the large sticker book and the classic size sticker book right here so I can use them to plan my week. I'm really excited. I may need to pull in another sticker book, maybe Mojo Jojo plans for some basic boxes because these are all they all have extra stuff in them. So I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to use all of these, but excited to create a spread for the first week of October using the Organic Wellness line. I will link everything that I use down below. Those are affiliate links. Thanks in advance for shopping those when you get a chance. Let's go. All right, so I have the sticker guides out. I am ready to create. I'm looking through the larger sticker book first because I find that in general, if you're wanting to use larger stickers, you should definitely plan around those first and then everything else can kind of fall in place. I'm placing them on top of sticker guides so I can figure out what I want to do. I do want this spread to still feel appropriate for fall, but that's a little hard to do when there's, of course, palm trees. And so I kind of am going back and forth on what I want to include. I think what I want to focus on is mostly the pinks and oranges that are in this collection. There is a light turquoise color that comes into play, but I feel like if I focus on the pinks and oranges, I can still get that fall feel that I'm going for. These particular sticker books definitely lend themselves to a wellness layout or to specifically like a wellness planner, something like that. And I can't wait to use these in my wellness planner, but I wanted to use them in my catch-all this week. So it was a little bit tricky. A lot of the functional stickers within this book have prompts and things that you can use either in your creative journaling, in your wellness check-ins, things like that. And you can certainly incorporate those stickers into a catch-all spread. It's not what I look for in my catch-all spread. So I had to pick and choose what I was going to use. And that is why you will see me bring in some stickers from Mojo Jojo Plans. Plus, I thought it would be really cool to bring in some black, and that would kind of darken up the overall spread and make it work a little bit better for the fall. If you've watched me plan before, then you can probably tell I'm struggling. At this point in the spread, I'm not totally sure what I want to do. I'm just picking out stickers that are calling to me, and I figured that what I should do to get started is start to pick some that make a little bit more sense. I know I want a double box and I want to layer it with this one, but it was kind of looking funky with the layer. That's kind of a stark line that I didn't like, and then the words weren't layering correctly. I'm just struggling on placement of where I'm going to put things. So let's start with some function, and maybe that will give me a little bit more direction as I start decorating. This time I'm going to go with a bunch of checklists at the top. Normally I do checklists in the middle, but I thought let's change things up. We'll do checklists all at the top. This is where I do daily tasks. Sometimes I do include schedule things in the checklist, sometimes not. But mostly I like having those so I can just, put things that need to get done during the day. I have a whole separate planner that is a work planner. So this is more family errands, family things. Those are going to look good. And I thought, okay, let me get these on the paper, and that way I can go from there and figure out what I'm going to do. Here's where I ran into my first issue though. Look at, they don't fit a vertical planner. They must be sized, perhaps for the stress management layout, perhaps for one of the wellness layouts. These are not sized for a vertical planner. And I was like, well, that's going to have to be something that I address. So that putting them down on paper actually gave me a little bit of direction, because I was like, well, next thing I need to do is solve this problem. And I'm going to do that with some of the washi tape strips that are available here in the back. That is a nice thin strip, and that will go really well. This one was too small. It's so hard to see these individual strips and see what sizes they all are, but this one will fit right here. Just filling in this space ever so slightly covers up that black line, and I just need to cut that out. But that'll fill in, and that kind of is the impetus or the inspiration for moving some of the other pieces. So for instance, I was wanting the double box to be in the middle, But once I had to have a definite line right there with this washi tape strip, then I knew I was going to have to change where that was going to be. It kind of helped me start to evolve the rest of the spread. Once those are in place, now let's deal with the double box. I love that the double box is kind of a gratitude thing. I think that's something wonderful that I can reflect on a daily basis in my regular catch-all. But instead of layering it the way I was going to layer it, what if I layered it this way a little bit? And the palm tree breaks that line just a little bit better, I think, than it did with the mountain on the other direction. Yes, as I was picking up the sticker, I did end up ripping it. Oops. But I think that's going to be a nicer layout. And then I'm actually just going to end up cutting off the words. You can see I love the sticker guides because you can kind of figure out where you want things to be placed. And once I decide, then I'm going to very carefully take the clear sticker off. This one, I'll have to deal with that little tear later, but I can work around it. Again, this is my planner, so it's okay if a sticker is a little torn. It doesn't bother me. Let's put that down. Let's play with this. I'm just going to cut off the words. It didn't fit. It definitely would go well on a daily spread, my kind of day, or maybe a memory spread, but it wasn't going to work for where I was having it. I want the palm tree specifically to be on the edge of that box because I think it breaks up that edge. And then I'm just going to use my craft knife to take this piece off. Right here, I had a little trouble breaking through. That's some strong clear sticker paper. Tore a little bit there. That's okay. And then because it had kind of a funky bottom to it, I'm going to cover that up with some black spotty dot washi tape from Illustrated Faith and clean that up nicely. Love, love, love that. Now that I have my decorative anchor, I would say over on the left-hand side, I want something over on the right-hand side that will balance it out. Let's go ahead and do the washi tape on the bottom because that makes sense to continue it all the way across. And then I really loved the saying, whatever you do, do your very best. It's something that we talk to my kids about all the time. It's something that I really believe in. Whatever you're going to do, you do your very best at it. So I want that on the page. And I think what I'm going to end up doing, I want it to hang off, but I do want it to be restricted in the box. So I'm just going to cut off the edge right here ahead of time so that I can line it up right against the edge of the boxes. And then you can see it's going over the washi tape as well. And I can just bring out my craft knife once again and cut over that. And I kind of dig that look of like this big paint splotch or ink splotch or whatever it is kind of being cut off. I think that looks really nice. I love. Okay, that's gonna be good. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with the other circle later. But I have my anchors on both sides. Let's work to add some functional boxes. And like I said, I decided to go with black because it was such a high contrast moment with the pinks and the oranges. There is a tiny little bit of turquoise that is sneaking onto the page in those washi tape strips, stickers that I pulled, but that's okay. It's just a tiny little bit. I'm just using functional boxes throughout the week. This time they're going to be in the middle of the spread. And this is where I put my family's goings on, all of the different practices. We need a lot of functional boxes because we have a lot of things going on. And so they end up being somewhat lined up. I know like it looks beautiful when people do clusters across the page, and I love doing that every now and then, but in a super busy season of life, I've just got to have everything lined up, super clear, super fast to find on the page when I'm flipping to it in the mornings just to double check the schedule for the day. I do find that in different seasons, it is really easy for my spreads to start to look a little repetitive because we end up with the same activities. You know, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is when gymnastics is, and every, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we just have a lot of the same recurring activities. So it is a challenge to change it up. Putting the functional boxes in the middle is a way that I'm trying to do that on this particular day. In the end, I do like changing it up, but I do really want this to be functional. So that's probably most important. I also love that this is layering over the decorative piece. I need another sticker on Sunday, but I don't want it to be all black boxes right there. And I was wanting to layer this one anyway. So I'm going to cut this sticker in half. And I love that I can layer it over top the orange ever so slightly, but again, cut off right at the edge of the boxes. And then it's something that I can layer my black box over the top of. Love. Lots of function. I'm trying to figure out, do I need that box? I think we'll just save this one. I can always add more boxes as we go. Or like I said, sometimes if stuff gets added to the schedule, it might end up getting added to the to-do list up at the top. All right, it's obviously time to start dealing with the sidebar. I don't want to waste the other half of that circle sticker, and I thought it would be really pretty to put it up top, and I can use that black box to write the month again. This will be my first spread for the month of October, and I thought that would look really pretty. And again, it's another layered moment, which I think is really nice. But how am I going to fill in the rest? I love the, hey, you're great. That's just a wonderful reminder that we all need to hear every now and then. But what am I going to layer it with? Love me a long sidebar box, and these lined ones from Mojo Jojo Plans come in super handy. Let's bring the box down though, so that the decorative box can be up just a little higher right here. See, it fits really nicely. I don't normally line up my boxes like that over in the sidebar, but I do like what it looked like in the end. This one was ever so slightly crooked, and I knew I would be able to pick it up, so let's straighten that up. Yes. Love, love, love how that looks. Now let's deal with the tear that we had in the double box. I love the relax. I want to put that down, but because it overlays the black box, and that is a super thick line on these black boxes, I am going to use my whiteout to just white out behind it ever so slightly so that you can still see the words through it. All right, so obviously I still have a hole over there on the right side of the spread at the bottom. I think I'm gonna layer just a couple of decorative stickers. I don't really need writing space down there. I have tons of places to write in my planner with lots of different things because I do use multiple planners. So I can play with a few more decorative pieces here, and I love these half circles. I think that is such a cool look. So I'm gonna do that, layer this one right over, and love how that came together. Okay. Now, I love what the spread looks like. I feel like it's very bottom heavy, and the numbers and things at the top don't really balance out the spread. So I'm going to change them out using things from my stash. These are just, I think these might be from, they're either from Hobby Lobby or the Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to use Mojo Jojo's rainbow dated basics to add pink here at the top. And then I'm going to do black numbers, big, bold black numbers right here. And I think that really helps the spread, the weight of the spread just make more sense because it was very, very light up at the top, but bringing in a really big, bold number balances out those big black washi strips at the bottom. And I love how it comes together. I think it's so great. I know that Mojo Jojo Plans I think she's out of stock for the Dated Basics because I've had several of you ask me about it. I'm hoping that she will restock because it's a super popular sticker book. I love it, and I love having the option of changing up the days of the week to different colors or different fonts. I think that's a lot of fun. So let's date it, and then I'm actually going to pull out an orange October from that book to put over on the left, and that is going to wrap it up. There's a few more stickers I'm going to find a place for here and there, but love how this spread came out, and I'm so excited about the organic wellness line from the Happy Planner. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I will link everything that I used down below. It helps me out so much when you're able to shop those links. So thank you in advance for taking the time to look down in that description box. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon members. We are spending the month of October focused on junk journaling in all of its different forms, and it is going to be a fantastic month. If you want to join us, check out the link for Patreon down in the description box below. All right, I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.